one channel we had to tap in with after Drake took this seismic L with this UMG case being dismissed was our boy Fantastic Hip Hop. What does he got to say? Huh? It's like when Chappelle said, "Where is Ja?" And I already know this is about to be epic, so let's tap in with our guy. I can't even imagine what he's about to say, but before we do that, make sure you grab your Hip Hop Always Wins t-shirts and hoodies. Link is in the pinned comments. I've been sending personal thank you videos all week to people who've been grabbing them. So been sending a bunch of them. Thank y'all. And I will be sending personal thank you videos for the next 2 weeks to everybody who grabs one. And Document 80 is coming this week too. We'll shoot for Saturday, but let's go.
I can't say it today. They are telling me to stop. They're telling me I'm out of control. And they are telling me that they are getting mad. But wait a second. Who cares about that? Get ready and say it with me. Now, when it comes to Drake. Well, I hope all...
Nah, there was a different level of passion in that one. Hold on. Say it again.
I can't say it today. They are telling me to stop. They're telling me I'm out of control. And they are telling me that they are getting mad. But wait a second. Who cares about that? Get ready and say it with me. Now, when it comes to Drake. Well, I hope all...
He said that like a preacher, like a Baptist minister. When it comes to Drake, that one had passion, pain. It had some "I told you" in there. No, I feel you. I respect it. I get it. Because you've been, yeah.
Oh, you were having a good day because the OVO side of everything is not. And if you are ready to see how the cycle has reset and after Drake seeming like he has never been worse, well, now Cupcake is using his little...
I knew Fantastic Hip Hop been probably putting out platinum videos since that announcement. We gotta tap into more of them. He been probably putting out platinum plaques after this.
Buddies in the media like OVO Academics and OVO Mall, and they are trying to once again create hype for the Iceman album, although of course we all know the Ice Spice Man has melted. Before we go any further, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because we have a lot to cover today, because now from Drake and the most embarrassing and loyal supporters to a fault that he has. You know, it's honestly just baffling and embarrassing how even if we look at somebody like DJ Academics for a second, well now how a few days ago you were able to actually speak your mind and talk about how the Drake lawsuit was so bad for hip-hop and how it's a good thing now because it's looking like it's really over because now artists are going to drop, and as you heard from a lot of your other friends in hip-hop, Drake was just ruining and really scaring people to express themselves openly? Well, to stand on your words one day and then to go back in that chair in that basement and now start to do whatever Drake is telling you to...
Come on, you know, you can't... Akadiddy's gonna always go back to that chair that smells like Cool Ranch Doritos, and he gonna always get the vapors. Don't understand. You gotta understand. The only thing this nigga got left is the perception that he's close to Drake. That's the only thing this nigga got left. His word is cooked. Academics almost doesn't have the ability to break like news anymore because no matter what, if you hear it from Academics and it has to do with Drake or Kendrick, you have to get a second source. Because you know what it is. So he's fried himself with this. And he lost his Twitch. I wonder why.
But once again, we see why Drake keeps existing in this space and why Drake seems like he is never going to fall off in terms of how annoying he is, despite how much he actually falls off. And it's because for whatever reason, people like Big Act just keep coming back to him and keep doing whatever he says. And now what Academics ended up saying, well, I think we all saw this, was this statement that now he is saying he got official word that Iceman is going to be a classic. And I'm sure this is the exact same thing that Act totally was saying when he said that CLB was going to be a classic.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Akadiddy got to know, like, what are you doing, dog? Like, nobody, if ever I thought it wasn't going to be fire, this helped me think that. Because I go, ooh, you need Academics to come out and say, ooh, yuck. Let me guess next. Fox News has positive news about Trump. Wow.
Although, of course, we all saw how that album turned out, but now really, with us just being here and with Act after all of these terrible things for Drake came out and Act started to even speak his mind, now just shifting his tone and once again saying that Drake is going to drop something special, although we already know how this album is going to sound and how pathetic and embarrassing it's going to be. Well, I was really being serious when I said that the cycle has reset and we now reached the point where it looked like Drake was about to lose everything, he was about to finally humble himself, and everything was maybe going to reset, but now I guess it did reset in a way, but not for the better and in a way where rap can just be rap music, but in a way now where all of the development and change in tone and ideas that people like Act were expressing has now reached back to its original point where they are just coping and keeping for Drake however they possibly.
It never left. Hey, yo! So you know I've been putting y'all out to different ways to make money. Well, somebody mentioned Cash Kick So I checked it out, and boy, I highly recommend it.
Just do it!
So it's an app in the App Store, and it works with other apps that are willing to pay you to play their games, and that's how you get paid.
That money.
It's easy to use because it's all organized into one app, and there's even other ways to make money, like daily cash giveaways or cash back for purchases, but the best way to make them is by just playing the games. Once you download it, all you got to do is find games to play. I recommend Domino Dreams because it's the fastest way to cash out, and they have a ton of other games if you want to play something else. Some of the games pay up to $500 plus. Yes, $500. But if you want to play just casually, there's some games that give you like $10 to $20. Just make sure you follow the instructions as to what levels trigger the payouts. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description so you can start getting your money today. The app is completely free, so make sure you download and you can start right now. It never left. You gotta understand what Ak is doing when he does these things about Drake, and then he has to. It's a type of rebrand. So that's what I said on that tweet that Akademiks did a 30-minute rant about. It's the rebrand. He wants to kind of step in and out of it, but I'm telling you, anytime that he comes out and does something anti-Drake, he has to try to double down. And how I know this one was just a reach to keep being like, I'm on both sides of the fence. Hey, Drake, no, you know what because he can't fully cut his ties from Drake because he knows the last bastion of even acceptance Akademiks will have is with that side. Drake don't like Akademiks. I think that's pretty obvious. But the only people that are even keeping his stuff up, even though they be kicking his back into, is the diehard sycophantic fans of Drake. So he's got to stay. He's literally, it's like Rogan. Like he has to always I can't, because once he loses that, Akademiks is already cooked. He's running on fumes. Once he loses those fumes though, he gonna be stuck in the desert. That's the metaphor. And he knows that. So he's like, I gotta...
We can. And you know, when we see that your opinions flipped like a burger on the grill, and I don't know, it almost seems like somebody in Drake or OVO just helped you out with that DoorDash stuff. Really, for Akademiks, it's all just so baffling to see a man try to grapple with both being objective and actually speaking his own mind, which you see comes out here and there, and then he just goes back to regurgitating this OVO script Drake-mandated garbage, and I can't take it. But at the very least at this point, as we know that the events have turned out the way we have seen for this long, and we all know this is a joke, especially coming from Akademiks, because if we all remember him saying CLB was going to be a classic and hyping that whole thing up and trying to act like Drake was the greatest artist ever. Well, to do all of that and then obviously to receive the album that we did, which that record was of course really one of the worst Drake projects, but then even worse than that in showing how telling this was even for the Drake side of things with Akademiks falling asleep on stream while listening to this album.
That's why I say you just can't. Akademiks has a lot of demons he has to face. He has a lot of issues he has to face. But you gotta look, if you look at his actions and not his words, or even sometimes his words, you know that this man just is emotional. And he's just gonna let his emotions do. We all are emotional. Let me say that. We're all as human beings emotional. But he acts as if he's not, and he acts as if he's balanced and like a journalist or just giving news down the middle. He's not. He's absolutely not. He's agenda-based. He's one of the most agenda-based content creators there has been in the last, whenever he started doing it. So, yeah. I mean, him and Maul are the same person exactly, which is probably why they don't like each other.
That told us everything we need to know, and that speaks volumes about how fake anything that Ak says that really is pro-Drake just ends up being. But you know, as much as Akademiks just looks like a joke to see him flip-flop the way he did and to see him say that Iceman is a classic, somehow this isn't the most pathetic thing we are going to discuss today. And even worse, when we go down the Drake rabbit hole of people who have just lost everything for him, well, this brings us to none other than Rory and OVO Maul, and with these two. Really, since the beef, these guys have lost all of their credibility in just the hip-hop space as a whole, because we learned how compromised they are for
That's the one.
Drake and how really they have personal
Like,
relationships
locked
with
up.
him, and Mal has always been good friends with him since like 2012 seemingly. And I guess ever since they got the exclusive listen of push-ups before it dropped, they have just done every single thing to make sure that they act like Drake is the greatest thing ever.
That's
and
literally
really with
all
these
they
two,
got.
I do also think that there is a little bit of animosity for Joe Budden in all of this, and one of the reasons they go so hard for Drake is because, of course, the Drake and Joe Budden beef has just been one of the most iconic feuds in all of hip-hop, and it's almost like a LeBron versus Skip Bayless type thing. Well, I think really they go so hard for Drake partially because of Joe, but still, and just with all of this, Rory and Mal have really just done the most with this lawsuit, and they have received the absolute worst, because after still sticking with Drake with this and trying to make sense of it and saying that he was sticking up for the industry and he was doing something amazing, and Mal thought he was going to get $2 billion and ownership of the label and Kendrick Lamar's contract and all these other weird things because he really thought that this was this genius plan, and to be honest, I'm sure
this nigga, fantastic. Just put the Euphoria beat behind this. He going nuclear on Drake and Mal.
Drake probably told him this to justify the garbage. Well, from that to Rory also trying to explain why Drake may be right and why
Here's the best part of this whole thing. Yesterday, I reacted to Rory and Mal's speaking about the Drake lawsuit. Did you know, because I didn't know this, did you know Rory, this is not a joke, this is not any ounce of hyperbole, there is no sarcasm in what I'm saying, I'm not roasting. This nigga quite literally turned on his camera, shot this, and while he was shooting this, had no idea it was a defamation case. So it makes more sense why he sounded so stupid when he was saying these things. And I use the word stupid not even to insult him, but stupid as in that is, I couldn't find a better word to describe somebody who would cover something for as long as he has, be a part of some of the stories of this, and fundamentally not know literally the first thing about the case. Not even know what the case was about, really. This would be like somebody who covered the OJ trial for 2 years or like a year, and at the end of it, when he's found innocent of murder, he go, "Wait a minute, it was a murder case? I thought he was ducking taxes." It's like, this would be like someone who was involved in the OJ case or something at certain points. Like, hold on. This was a murder case? Hip-hop journalism, ladies and gentlemen, in 2025.
everything around Not Like Us is weird, and we have seen the post and we have seen him stand on it, and it's really now, looking at everything that happened in the lawsuit, one of the worst age takes we could possibly see about it. Well, with all of this, Rory and Mal walked into their studio, which I'm sure makes them miss the Joe Budden podcast more and more every day. And when having to address this lawsuit, they somehow managed to only embarrass themselves even more by once again making it really feel like they got the OVO script and they got the talking points that they needed to say to try and make Drake look good and make all of the delusional stands just lock in and think that something
like a happy seal. And it's not even like, it's one thing to dance. I think why it's so funny is because clearly Mal ain't a dancer like that. You know, so the leg, like, it's one thing to dance. Everybody dance to their songs they like. We gonna dance them. It's the song he was didn't need that. Didn't the leg lock? Is that what you hit him in the club? Like you be in your section, leg on lock? Is that what you? Somebody got to get this nigga a mean little two-step. Teach him a quick little two-step. He can hit and get up out of there. Because I don't like that whole routine you just did.
Something greater is going to happen. As now, first off, while Rory kind of joked about some of the Drake fans saying that he lost the lawsuit on purpose to explain and prove to the fans that the things that Kendrick Lamar was saying on Not Like Us were indeed true, honestly, I really didn't hear that many Drake fans using that exact talking point because I did think it required too much critical thinking and literacy for them. And just with Rory putting that out there and saying it, I honestly don't trust this guy anymore, unfortunately. And I do think that in a way, and even just harping on the point for as long as he did, he was trying to just let everybody know that and trying to prove across and give Drake some sort of merit to the lawsuit as a whole. But of course, with Rory, it doesn't even compare to how embarrassing Mal is, as this guy is genuinely the worst. As after they were going back and forth and Rory was saying how you think Drake would give it up now and you think it would all be enough to finally just see that this thing has been a failure and it's time to get back and focus on the music, Mal had to get to caping and coping for Drake in a way that's just more embarrassing than you could have ever expected. And really, for Mal of all people, for that to just be said and for that to really be the truth, that's humiliating to levels we have never seen, which genuinely is mind-boggling. And just with Mal, and most embarrassingly, with his main point being that Drake is going to continue this lawsuit lawsuit, and it's far from over, and really with just Drake and UMG as a whole, Mal didn't just acknowledge the point which I have acknowledged and a lot of other people have, which is that between them, although UMG is saying that they are excited to continue Drake's working relationship with him, there is a lot more going on with that, and since Drake pretty much betrayed them, things are going to be hard for him. Well, Mal kind of saw the same information we did and didn't internalize it in a way that really just makes the most logical sense, but he is now trying to twist and flip this into one of the most laughable and really just delusional narratives I've ever seen trying to come out in the name of Drake. And so let's just get ready and get into it. Well, honestly, if you got a tinfoil hat, you may want to put it on because it's going to be the only way to even try to fathom half of this, but pretty much—
Hold on, because he's going to cover the Mal shit.
The hat that is going to change the is pushing and really saying this as facts, where everything really done, because this has been the same thing that we have been—
wait, hold on. No, I need to hear what made him spaz like that. Hold on.
That he has with Universal, and that is going to completely morph the dynamic and standings of where everything is at right now. And really, when you just hear Mal try to explain this and still vaguely talk about how Drake has this big mystery that he is going to shock everybody with, and nobody is ready to really find out the truth, you know what? I'm done. I am really done, because this has been the same thing that we have been seeing for over a year, and there's been absolutely nothing to try and verify or do a single thing to push the needle across in just any fathomable way possible.
Oh, I was about to click off. Wait a minute.
And again, when this has been going on since May of 2024 and over again, these sore loser Drake stans sit here, they tap their foot, and they try to tell us that this big mystery is going to be unveiled, and that Drake is going to shock everybody, and that he has this master plan that's going to make him the winner of it all. Just get out of here with that, because we know it's a—
Drop the blicky. Fantastic. It's okay. It's not worth it, brother. Drop it. It's okay. No, drop it. It's okay. I know you messed up. It's not worth it, bro. Put it down, bro. You got a bright future ahead of you. Don't do it, dog.
Crock of lies. We know it's a crock of garbage, and even if Drake is telling you this, Mal himself, you really have to sit here with your critical thinking cap on and think, if Drake said he had something during the beef, right after the beef, then when he filed the lawsuit, then after the Super Bowl, then during the summer, and then now after he lost the lawsuit already. If he has waited this long and he's still trying to act
like— this is the best. This is the best cooking of Mal and this whole take that I've heard.
Like there is this red button, yet we have not seen a single thing other than the most uncalculated and pathetic moves possible. Maybe there's just nothing, and maybe the Ice Spice Man has melted and it's all over. But now—
Listen, I don't even want to ruin the rest of the video for y'all. Go watch the last 4 minutes of this. About 4, 3, 4, whatever. Go watch that, because, wow, I'm about to.